Clash of Champions. Coco Gauff's epic title defense against Sabalenka, Swiatek, and Anisimova. The sun dipped beyond the Riyadh horizon, painting the desert sky in streaks of gold and fierce orange, as if the heavens themselves were preparing for a battle of titans. Inside the state-of-the-art arena, the atmosphere crackled with anticipation. The WTA Finals had arrived again, and with it came a collision of power, precision, passion, and pride. At the center of it all stood the defending queen, Coco Gauff, the flame of a new era. Just a year ago, Coco Gauff claimed her first WTA Finals crown with electricity that set the tennis world ablaze. It wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. She was the future. She was the moment. And now, she returned not as an underdog, but as a reigning monarch, ready to defend her throne against an army of champions. But this year's field wasn't just strong. It was deadly. Aryna Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, Amanda Anisimova. 3 women with 3 different styles, each capable of tearing down empires on their best day. This wasn't just a tournament. This was a war. The rivalry web surrounding Gauff. Before the first ball was struck, analysts broke down the draw with nervous excitement. Every champion in the field had history with Gauff. Sabalenka, the powerhouse who wanted revenge. Swiatek, the tactician who held the mental edge. Anisimova, the comeback phenomenon with a fearless heart. Each match carried a storyline. Each point carried a memory. And each woman stood ready to write her chapter in the greatest tennis showdown of the year. Sabalenka, the thunderstorm seeking redemption. Aryna Sabalenka walked into the tournament like a force of nature. Her defeat in last year's finals haunted her. Gauff had not just beaten her, but outlasted her mentally, something Sabalenka had sworn never to allow again. This time, she came back redesigned. Her footwork, sharper. Her serve, heavier. Her mentality, ironclad. She said it herself. If Coco wants to defend the title, she has to go through me. The Desert Storm was gathering strength. Iga Swiatek, the architect of precision. If Sabalenka was thunder, Swiatek was ice, calm, deliberate, unshakable. Swiatek's mastery of point construction was unmatched. She could dismantle a game plan like a surgeon. She could break rhythm like a pianist shifting tempo. Her rivalry with Gauff was historic. Iga had dominated early in their careers. Gauff then flipped the script with newfound tactics. Now, they entered the finals as 2 equals, 2 minds locked in eternal chess. Their upcoming clash felt inevitable. Amanda Anisimova, the reborn warrior. Then came Anisimova, one of the most compelling comebacks the WTA had seen in years. Once written off by critics due to injuries and personal struggles, she roared back into form, annihilating seeded players and smashing her way into the year-end championships. Her backhand was a weapon forged in fire. Her fearlessness was unmatched, and her rivalry with Gauff ran deep from their junior days. Now, she stood face-to-face with her past and her biggest opportunity. "I'm not the girl from years ago," she said. "I'm stronger." And she was. Group stage. Every match is showdown. When the groups were announced, the arena erupted. Gauff, Swiatek, and Anisimova. A dark horse rising star asterisk asterisk. Fans called it the group of death. Even Gauff nodded and laughed when she saw the draw. Guess they want to test me. She wasn't wrong. Match 1. Gauff versus Anisimova, a battle of fire and heart. The first blockbuster hit the court with volcanic intensity. The rallies were explosive. The crowd was breathless. Each player attacked the ball like it owed them something. Anisimova's backhand was a whip of destruction. Gauff's defense was superhuman. Points stretched into marathons. At 2-2 in the third set, they played a rally that lasted longer than a minute. 26 shots of pure aggression, emotion, and athleticism. It ended with Gauff ripping a forehand winner. So sharp the line, judge flinched. But Anisimova refused to fall. She broke back. She roared. She fought. In the end, Gauff pulled ahead with clutch serving and an unshakable heart. The queen survived her first battle. Match 2. Gauff versus Swiatek, the chess match of the century. This one was mental warfare. Swiatek played like a mathematician, calculating every shot. Gauff played like a tactician, adjusting angles and tempo. The first set went to Swiatek, who controlled the rallies like a puppeteer. But Gauff adapted. She added heavy topspin, changed serve placements, and dragged Swiatek side to side until cracks appeared. The match stretched into a third set filled with nerve, patience, and posture. At 3-3, Gauff saved 2 break points with monstrous serves. At 4-5, Swiatek saved one with a fearless forehand. But in the tiebreak, IGA's precision overwhelmed Gauff's resilience. Swiatek won. The chess master struck again. Meanwhile, Sabalenka destroyed her group. While Gauff was battling genius and fire, Sabalenka tore through her group like a wrecking machine. She won in straight sets. She destroyed top players. She hit 40 winners per match. Commentators whispered, "This is the Sabalenka who wins the title." And everyone believed it. Semifinals, where legends collide. The bracket delivered poetry. White heavy checkmark Coco Gauff versus Aryna Sabalenka. White heavy checkmark IGA Swiatek versus Amanda Anisimova. Not one match was predictable. Not one match came without history. Semifinal 1. Gauff versus Sabalenka, the lightning war. The stadium shook under the sound of Aryna's grunts and Coco's counterpunching. It was raw. It was violent. It was unforgettable. Sabalenka overpowered Gauff early with brute strength, but Coco adapted. She absorbed. She redirected. She turned defense into counterattack, like a dancer turning motion into art. The final, Coco Gauff versus Amanda Anisimova. Childhood rivals, grown warriors. 2 Americans, 2 friends. 2 stories intertwined since their teenage years. The final was more than a match. It was a rite of passage. Set 1, the queen takes control. Gauff moved with confidence. Her serve was untouchable. Her movement perfect. She took the set swiftly, sending a message. I came to defend. Set 2, the phoenix rises. But Anisimova wasn't done. She unleashed a barrage of winners, breaking Gauff's rhythm, breaking her patterns, and eventually breaking her serve. She took the set. The arena exploded. We were going to decide her. Set 3, the set that will be remembered for years. The rallies were long, the points emotional, the quality insane. At 3-3, they exchanged breaks. At 4-4, the tension was unbearable. Then came the point, a 32-shot masterpiece. Lobs, slices, explosive forehands, unbelievable defense. Gauff finished it with a cross-court winner. So sharp it felt like a signature. Minutes later, serving for the championship, she fired an ace, her 11th of the match. Then another, then a final forehand winner. Game, set, match, Gauff. She collapsed to her knees. Tears glimmered under the Riyadh lights. She had done the impossible. She had defended her title. The clash of champions was won by the young queen. Sabalenka pushed her to the edge. Swiatek tested her mind. Anisimova challenged her heart. But Coco Gauff, calm, fierce, electric, rose above them all. She claimed glory. She claimed respect. She claimed legacy. In the greatest clash of champions the WTA Finals had ever seen, the crown remained with Coco Gauff. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.